Hello, welcome. We're going to cook early this week. We're going to make sausage bread. This is Richard's grandmother's recipe-ish because the recipe was a little hard to read, and so I just kind of eyeball it. So I want to just tell you what I use. I've talked about this sausage before. It calls for Italian sausage, but I like this brand, Jones Italian Original Sausage, because, where is it? Oh, ingredients. Pork, it's backwards for you. Salt and spices, no sugar, no garbage. So that's why I prefer that one. Okay, so I used that. So that's not quite a pound, so I used 3 of them because I believe it was 2 pounds for the recipe. First of all, let me just turn you around because I just want to show you. Oh, you can't see it because of that ring light. Well, never mind. My kitchen is starting to come back together again after all those cookies, so I'm very excited. Okay, so I've browned up the sausage. It's already in the bowl, and I've cut up some of the roasted red peppers. So we're just going to cut up some more, and I just stack them a few at a time and slice down one direction, spin it, cut the other direction. There's always one that doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, and it's really quite simple. It's 5 ingredients. So, okay, so the roasted red peppers I got from BJ's. So it's just the BJ's brand. And it was a double pack, double jars, whatever you call it. So I just cut up both jars. So it's about 2 pounds of sausage and 2 jars of roasted red peppers. And here, sorry guys, I just started a new detox from the naturopath for a couple of things, and it's got me feeling a little bit off my game, so I apologize if I'm winded and seeming a little lackluster. I probably should have waited to start till after Christmas. But I didn't expect it to make me feel this off so quickly. I just started it. So anyway, hopefully this will be the last piece. The Amare has helped me loads and loads and loads and loads on so many levels. But there were just a couple of things that were not improving. Very small amount of things. And so I'm working with a naturopath on those last 2 things. A couple of things, I should say. So anyway. Okay, so there's that. Let me get this out of the way because it's all runny and juicy. So the next thing we do, and I hope this works because my bread has been out since last night and it is still not as risen as it should be, so we'll see what happens. Now I'm just eyeballing this. This might be more peppers than you want. You can do this to your liking. Okay, but I think that'll be a good ratio. And then some mozzarella. Make sure your sausage is cooled before you do this or it will melt the cheese. And some cheddar. We don't get orange cheddar. Richard doesn't like that food coloring type stuff in it. So we only ever get the white. Mix this in. I don't know if this is how the family does it, but this is how I do it. Like I said, the recipe was a little bit vague, so I just sort of make do with what information I have and what knowledge I already have from cooking. So I feel like that's close on the cheese, but it needs a little bit more. Let me just open up a little more. Not a ton, because the underneath side is not dripping. The underneath part is not as full of cheese like the top is. Okay. I guess I need new kitchen scissors. Holy camole. Don't want to cut it all. Okay, put about a half a bag of each we'll put. Yeah, so I started this regimen from the naturopath and she put me on the AIP diet. I don't know if anybody's been on that one, but whew, it is restrictive. So all you AIP people, I feel you. Can't even have black pepper or stevia. So anyway, I won't be able to eat this sausage bread. Not right now. It makes 5 loaves, so I can eat it later when I get back to normal eating patterns. I still don't eat a lot of it anyway because I try not to eat too much of the flour and the stuff like that. But there we go. That's perfect. Okay. So then let me just clean this counter off real quick. All right. So what's next is what the part that I'm hoping will work. I'm dropping everything on the floor because the bread is just not rising. I don't know what's going on. It's store-bought bread. It's just the white bread you can get in the freezer section of most grocery stores. It comes in a bag. It's a bag with 5 frozen loaves. And let me just pull this over here. I mean, it's risen a little bit, but 5 frozen loaves. I mean, I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll do one. And if it doesn't work, then you can laugh it away with me. At me, whichever you prefer. Let me get rid of this here. Still got a little more putting away to do, and I have a little more baking to do, actually, believe it or not. But we're almost there. Finish that up today. So I'm just going to put a little bit of flour so it doesn't stick to the counter. And we'll take this one. It's very not proofed properly. Let's see what happens. Don't worry about it deflating. You kind of want it to deflate. Move this out of the way. So, yeah, it's not proofed properly, but we'll make it work. All right. So normally I would want to spread this out way more than it's going to allow me to. So let me flip this over. The drier side I'm going to put on the inside, and the moister side of the bread I'm going to put on the outside. Of the dough, I should say. Spread it out as much as it'll let you. When dough is not properly proofed, it does not like to cooperate with the spreading process. But, whoops, I just ripped it. It's going to have to do. Okay, so then I just take this and I put it down the center. Get it as close to the edge as you can so you don't have a big pile of empty dough at the edges. But you don't want to get it so close that you can't seal it. So, you know, that's going to take just a little bit of practice. The first one you do might not be quite as good as far as that goes, but as you work towards the 5th one, you'll find that it's a little bit better. Okay, let's put this in there. All right. Man, I do not know why that is making me so winded. Whew. The heck. All right, so since my hands are wet, I'm just going to go around the dough. It's not wet enough because that dried it right out. Let the water run. And just get the edges wet. Not too wet. You don't want to make it soaking wet because then it won't stick either. You got to just get it a little bit damp. Now, you could, if you had the dough properly, roll it out more. And then kind of roll it, but we're not going to be able to do that with this because, like I said, it's just not quite the way it should be. All right, let me just spread this a little more towards the edge. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this side over and sort of pull in as much as I can. Get it all tucked in. Okay. Oh, got a little hole there. And then I'm just going to fold the ends up. There's going to be some doughiness there. And then I'm going to close it. And that's it. Sausage bread. Flip this over. Put it on your pan. There we go. Same side down. And that's it. That's your sausage bread. Not too bad, right? Let me just wash my hands. So I can get this on a pan. Actually, I forgot to put a pan out with some parchment. So let me get some parchment out. Just put it away. Okay. Since I have my Ginormo pan out, I'm going to put it on there. I don't usually do that because it's usually tucked away. But since it's sitting right here, I will use it. This is what I had my nougat. Uh-oh, it just dripped on my bread. That's not fun. Get off there. Okay. Put this across here. little parchment. You don't even have to brush the top, but you can if you want, depending on your liking. But it's nice and sealed. It's a little bit tricky to move, but I'm going to put it this way. Took up that whole long pan. See that? So I'll show you one more time. Since the bread did cooperate enough, we'll just do it. We'll just go for it. It's not ideal, but it worked enough. So just pushing it out, making it as big as you can. Put the, I wonder if this didn't rise as much because the outside, it's been in the freezer for a while. And the outside got a little freezer burn, I think, and that's why it's so dry already. So I'm wondering if that might be part of why it didn't expand enough. Sometimes if you get too much of a crusty kind of top on there, it won't expand. So, well, let's just go with this, and we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Okay, a little more sausage filling. Woo! Weirdest feeling. Detox is so strange because it's different every time what you actually go through. When I detoxed with Amari, and not everybody has bad detox reaction. It's only like 10% of the population. I would be the 10%, of course. But when I detoxed with Amari, I had like terrible anxiety and brain fog for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then it was gone, and I haven't really had it since. With, oh, I need to leave that on. With this, like having a hard time staying afloat here, energy-wise, which is weird because I haven't had that in a while. But I push through it because it's better to just do that and get it done. Then you're through it faster, in my opinion. That's how I prefer it anyway. Okay. All right, so we just went around the outside with some wet fingers. Remember, we pulled, tucked, and pulled in, whoops, some of the ingredients as much as we can. This one does not want to cooperate as much as the last one did. Okay, there we go. We're doing better. Okay. So we're tucked in. We're going to pull up the side and then pull up the other edge. Oh, there's a little piece of cheese. There we go. Sausage bread. That's it. Seam side down on the pan. We're good to go. So, that is Granny White's sausage bread with my interpretation. So there you go. We'll throw that in the oven. I can't remember for how long. I have to go look it up. But I have the oven at 350, and then I usually just bake it until it's done. I don't know. I'm not a big timer person. Maybe I should be, but I just kind of go with it. Often when I'm baking, when it starts smelling, not bad, just, you know, you start aroma, then I know it's getting close to done. So I don't do a lot of timers. It drives Richard a little bit crazy, but that's kind of where I'm at. So these look beautiful. I know my sister-in-law, hers are not as long as mine are, I don't think. Maybe they are. So she does it maybe a little bit different. I'm curious to know. So that's it, sausage bread. I don't know what this lighting is like. Terrible over here. Oh, now you're... Okay, so that's it. And hopefully this was useful for you to maybe do a quick appetizer or whatever. I take these and I freeze them. I wrap them in plastic and then I wrap them in foil. Give them that extra seal and throw them in the freezer until we want one for a get-together or people are coming over last minute. Throw one in the oven to warm it up. And you got a quick little snack. You could put it out with some sauce if you want, but it doesn't usually really need it. So there you go. Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoy. We are looking forward to taking the next 2 days to hide away. Next 4 days if we have to. And just relax. We will be on tonight, though, for a little Christmas devotional at 7 o'clock. So if you usually tune in then, feel free to join us again. If you don't, feel free to join us for the first time. And I look forward to hearing from you. Bye, guys. Have a great